Hi, it's Neets with your weekly Taurus reading. This is for the week starting on Monday, the 10th, I believe. Yes, the 10th of March. So, like I've said before, I'm quite a new channel. So if you could subscribe to my channel, it would help me to grow and to reach more people. If you like what you hear, please share and like as well. If you want a private reading, there are links to private readings in the description, and I do have a link to some healing music, which is very, very modern music with healing frequencies involved. So you embed the frequencies in the music and they can balance your chakras and make you feel good. So have a listen to that if you want, and that's in the description too. There's a link to Spotify and to YouTube. You can subscribe to anything that you want to. It's free and it's not invasive. It just alerts you to when anything new is coming out. Okay, so Taurus. We've got the Two of Wands. We've got the Fool. We've got the Hierophant. We've got the Seven of Cups, and we've got the Tower. I always get a bit nervous when I see the Tower, but it isn't always a bad thing, and we'll look a bit more deeply into that shortly. Okay, so Two of Wands, like I said, we'll start with this one. The Two of Wands. I feel that Taurians out there at the moment, you're possibly a little bit stuck in your situation where you're longing for something. You're really longing for something to happen. You're waiting for something, and you've been waiting for it for quite a long time, I think. It feels like it's like, is this ever coming into my life? It could be a person, it could be a project taking off, it could be a house, it could be anything like that. But anything that you've been thinking about for a long time that you're wanting to take off and it hasn't yet, I do feel like it's not that far away now. You're still waiting, it's not quite there yet, but you're getting there. You're starting to feel the warmth of the sun on your face, and of course, well, if you're in the UK, you are getting the warmth of the sun because we're having a nice week, but it's not always like that, is it? So, but I think it's symbolic as well. You're starting to feel the warmth of spirit. You're starting to get a little bit more relaxed and spiritual, and you feel like things are changing for the better. And I think you already know that. I think you sort of feel that that's coming in. It's not that far away. I feel like by autumn you're going to be in a slightly different position, and you might be starting to look at things differently, and things will take off a little bit for you. Okay, there may be some travel involved. Some of you may even be moving, but there's an atlas there. So I do think there may be some travel involved, and you've got plans. You have big plans, but you can't put them into place just yet. Okay, you're waiting for things to take off. So the Fool card. Well, I like the Fool because I do get this sense of, you've got a new sense of like freedom in your mind. Even if you don't feel free, if you're not sort of totally free from situations, I do feel like you have this sense of freedom in your being. It's like you've freed yourself up from negative thoughts. You're starting to plough yourself more into your projects and what's coming next. And you're starting to open up spiritually more, like I said. So it feels like you're ready for a new chapter. There is a new chapter starting in your life, and you are getting ready for that, and it's coming in. And it's like you're making the sort of groundwork, you're doing the groundwork for it. And the spiritual realm is preparing you for it as well. They're making you sort of do certain things, or go a certain pathway, or live in a different way sometimes to actually push you on towards, a different pathway that's more suitable for you and that will be more helpful. So I think you are being guided very much by your spirit guides at the moment, and they're preparing you for a new start. Definitely. You're nearly ready to jump off that cliff. You're nearly ready to go into it full pelt. But there's just a few more preparations first before you can actually go into it properly. Okay. The Hierophant. Nice cards these, the Lightseers cards. The Hierophant. Well, I think you're elevating your mind to a higher level. It's like you're evolving, and you're elevating your mind to a higher level spiritually. And you seem to be, it's like you're taking things a little bit less seriously, which is good. You're taking things a little bit less seriously because it's hard, isn't it, when life's hard and life's tough, you're taking things seriously, you can't think straight. You actually feel like everything sort of weighs on your shoulders. I feel like you've had a big weight on your shoulders for a long time. And I do feel that you're now starting to think, actually, I'm going to be lighter about life. I'm going to stop taking things so seriously. I'm going to try and just enjoy the moment. I'm trying to laugh about things rather than cry about them, and just take things with a pinch of salt and get on with your life, and try not to dwell too much and take things too seriously. You're encouraged by the spirit world at the moment to just love yourself, think about happy times, try to laugh at everything, because things are changing, whether you are prepared or whether you like it or not. They're going to change for the better anyway, so you don't have to put as much thought into it. Just let it happen naturally. That's what I'm getting, okay? Pathways are opening up. You're going to have a lot of different doorways to go through, and you've got to decide. You might already have fingers in lots of pies anyway, but you've got to decide which pathway and which doorway is best for you. That's the sense that I'm getting, that, you know, you might have lots of options, and it's what do you put your time into? And what are you going to put your time into to actually you know, to go there for the rest of your life, to have a nice pathway to build your life in the way that you want to build it. You've got to decide, I think, which things to focus on, because you might be spreading yourself a bit too thinly at times. So you've got a lot of choices to make. Things are coming in where you've got lots of choices to make. Some of you might have to be having to decide where you want to live. Some of you will be having to decide what business you're going for, what projects you're starting, what kind of job you're looking for, or what person you want to be with, who you want to be with, okay? Okay, so it does feel that it's not going to be an easy choice, I think, because there's so many things that you like doing, there's so many things that you enjoy doing, that it's going to be hard to sift out the wheat from the chaff. I nearly said chuff, it's chaff. So you really just have to take some time to reflect on what's the best pathway. Where does your heart belong? I think that's what you've got to look at. What do you enjoy doing the most? What's going to be the most fruitful for you? And I don't mean just money-wise. I mean, you know, in your heart itself. Okay, so think about that. The Tower. The Tower. It's always, it makes me nervous, that card. But the Tower moments aren't always bad. The Tower moments can be just very, very sudden big changes. Okay, I want to look into that a bit more. So I'm going to shuffle these cards. This is the Daily Witch. Let's shuffle the cards to ask more about what this Tower moment could be. Okay, because it could be something that you don't have to worry about. It could be something unexpected. Of course, it usually is something unexpected, but it could be something that's good rather than bad. So let's just have a look. What's the Tower for Taurus? We've got the Lovers. Ooh, the Ten of Wands. The King of Swords, the Knight of Swords, and then Death. Wow. So for some of you, it could signify, now this is not a great thing, it could signify that it could be the end of a relationship for some of you, I have to say that, but I don't get that sense for a lot of you. I do feel that you've got this person in place, or you're happy with your life, you're happy with your little lot, what you've got. But suddenly things might have become a little bit too burdensome. You might have been finding that life's been a bit of a struggle. It could be that your partner or yourself decides to just change pathways quite abruptly, and it will change it will change your life. It will change your life in a different way. You might have to live differently. You might have to live somewhere else. You might decide that you have to make decisions that really, really change your pathway with this person. But it doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It doesn't mean that everyone's going to break up, because that's not what I'm getting. I feel that your partner, if you're with somebody, is kind of standing in the dark at the moment. I don't think they really know which way they're going. And they might have to go in a direction that you didn't expect. It could be work, it could be hobbies. It could just be that they have to live somewhere in particular because of something that occurs, or maybe you need to be in a certain location. I do feel that there's something where you'll have to make this decision to go somewhere or to do something differently because of your partner rather than yourself. Could be yourself, but I do feel partner with this. And the Death card means it's just the end of a chapter. It's just the end of a chapter. So it doesn't mean that anything bad's going to happen. It just means that you'll have to close doorways and live in a different way. Okay, I'm going to ask these cards for more guidance. What does Spirit want you to know, Taurus? What does Spirit want you to know? What are we getting? We're getting, I know that I crossed the line with you. Some of you might find that you're having tensions and arguments within the relationship because of certain things that are changing. So just be aware of that for some of you. And somebody might have to make an apology to you if they have crossed the line. I want to tell you how I feel. Some of you might find that there are people coming back into your life from the past. And that could cause some disruption with the happy sort of scenario that you've got now for some of you, but not for all of you, of course, okay? But I don't feel that for a lot of you it's a bad thing. I do feel that things are going to be fine. You've been asked to shine. Just go towards what makes your heart sing. I always feel that way when I see that card. Do what makes you happy in the moment and on a day-to-day basis. That is the most important thing. Make yourself happy from hour to hour, day to day, and don't think too far ahead at the moment, because the changes will occur naturally. I don't think it's going to be bad for a lot of you. Some of you might have disruption that's not so great, but I do think for a lot of you it's just a complete change of pathway or way of living, but it could be in a good way. You might have to move locations, like I said, and I do feel that some of you will be moving. Some of you might even be moving towns, to a different town or city, but some of you might be just moving to an area that you didn't expect to move to because of circumstances. Could be that as well. I'm getting that quite strongly. Okay, let's see what this one has to say. This is Messages of Cosmic Oracle cards. Messages of Cosmic. What have we got from the spirits on this one? What have we got from the spirits on this one? We've got, stop looking outside of yourself for the answers. You already know them. So I think your subconscious and your intuition is already quite good and quite high. So stop looking for external signs. Sometimes you need to, but I think you need to look inwards. That's what your guides are saying at the moment. So look inwards for the answers. Try to go silent. Try to go into the stillness, because that's where you'll get your answers, when you don't overthink and have your mind full of clutter. Okay, that's what I've got, Taurus, but you take care and thanks for listening.